Hey, 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 it's Terry, Virginia's daughter, and I am back with one of my finished projects. You thought I forgot all about my unfinished projects, didn't you? Well, no, I haven't. Vogue 1617 is a Zambia Rhodes jumpsuit that I have made before. This is the second time I've made this, but I had more trouble this time than I did the first time. So there's 47 steps to this, and I've just kind of broken the steps down the way they're laid out in the sewing instructions. So the first set of instructions talk about the bodice, front and back, which there's really not much to that. All you really do is you hem the bodice in a certain way that's kind of unusual. And that's because the majority of the bodice is attached to a waistband that is attached to the pants. So there's a very small portion of the bodice that's considered the bodice hem. Both fabrics are like a polyester satin charmeuse. The contrasting fabric I got at Hancock Fabric when they were still alive in North Carolina. And then I call this my autumnal kind of fabric that I got from Joann Fabrics on clearance, some years ago. Let's move on to the pants. Beginning with the pockets are sewn in a French seam, and while the pockets are sewn in a French seam, the side seam is not. And you can see here, I was trying to figure this out. I'm like, oh, I want this all to be in a French seam. So I stitched my pockets and my side seam in a French seam once I realized that it didn't require a French seam. I just wanted to be kind of consistent all the way through. The next thing that's really interesting about the pants is a pocket facing detail, or I should say binding. It's a pocket binding detail. So there's just a small piece of fabric. You cut two of them, and of course you apply it as a pocket binding, which I thought was really kind of neat. I also use the contrast fabric for this. So I tried to place the contrast fabric strategically, and I think I managed to do just that. I like how that looks. It's just a small detail, but I like it. Oh my goodness. So what you have is you have a front waistband and a front waistband facing. You have a back waistband and a back waistband facing. Now to the front waistband, you attach your tie-ins. So you have two tie-ins on either side that you attach to the front waistband. And then on the back facing, you attach elastic that actually goes around your stomach to secure the jumpsuit in place. So the ties are connected to the front waistband. That was easy enough. But when I tell you attaching the front facing to the front waistband, oh my goodness, it was like, I don't know, I did this about 3 times and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? This can't be right. This has to fold down, right? If I were gonna put this like this and this was just a top, that'd be okay, but I need to connect this to the pants. So I did something wrong. The key to it is to flip the already sewn waistband up pin the facing to the right, so right sides are pinned together. So you have the front waistband, which is already sewn on, you flip it up and then apply the facing on top of the waistband, right sides together, not including the back. Scoot the back out of the way. So remember, flip up, flip up, flip up. If you have this pattern, if you're gonna make it, just remember to flip that puppy up so that you can get that right. Now the back waistband, like I mentioned before, is really pretty much sewn on the same way. The back waistband has the elastic little closures that secure the jumpsuit in place. Once you've completed the bodice and the pants, the only thing left to do then is just attach the bodice to the pants and then hem the pants with a hem band. The interesting thing about the bodice, though, is they have you construct the bodice like in two parts, I'll say. So you do some construction to the bodice, you sew your neck binding on, you put your darts in, and then you do a hem, you hem the bodice. Once you construct the first part of the bodice, then the instructions will have you move on to the pants. You complete the pants in its entirety, in their entirety. And then you go back to the bodice to attach the waistband, the ties, and the elastic closures that are on the inside of the bodice. I tried the jumpsuit on and it's too tight. Okay, so this part, this is the back. This goes around the front part of your waist like this. So this piece right here actually fastens around your stomach. Okay, well, this is way too tight for me. So what I'm going to do is you double this up. So this is like twice the amount. So you fold this in half. Right, you see all that extra there. So what I'm going to do is take this out. It's not closed up yet. I would say try this on before before the last minute. So I'm going to take this out. I'm just going to fold enough here to support this. And that's going to give me this extra room here to go around the old waistline. Ta-da! And the very last thing you do is attach the hem facing to the hem. And that's it. I'm not going to make this jumpsuit again. I'm going to discard this pattern. Like I said, I've made this twice now. And it's not my favorite piece of clothing. I don't really like the way it fits. I don't know. I don't care for it. So I won't make it again. There's a lot of details about this jumpsuit that could, create some fiddliness. But if you decide to make it, be patient with it. Make sure your sizing is correct. And you, my friends, will be good to go. Hey, listen, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. I thank you for hanging in there with me even when I'm not making videos. And until next time, take care.